Good morning and welcome back to Lovin Dubai show where we take you through the top trending stories of what is happening in and around the city. I'm Simran.
And I'm Shaheer. Good morning, everyone.
And today's stories are UAE President announced remote working hours for federal employees during Ramadan.
And also, Dubai Cyclists warns of the dangers of road cycling following a horrific accident.
We'll also be talking about a motorist shares a video of the never-ending Sharjah-Dubai traffic queues.
And then, we're going to get into a night of pure bliss with DJ Bliss himself.
Oh, would you look at that? So we're going to have DJ Bliss from Dubai playing in this very studio once again. So if you have any Dubai Bling questions, drop them in. And apparently, we've heard rumors that season 2 is gonna be way bigger than season 1. So
I heard him speak outside and he was like, this season's gonna be twice as good. I was like, huh. Oh my god.
So, okay, Shaheer, I think I was asking you this question before we started the show. Now, what are your thoughts on people getting into relationships and completely forgetting about their friends, focusing only on their partner for the longest, forever actually, and then as soon as they break up, they're just like, oh, hi, remember me?
Yeah, I hate that so much. I feel like throughout university, that's when you see it the most.
Yeah.
And I think there's two sides to it. A, you fall in love with someone, you're enjoying the happy moments, each and every waking moment with that person feels like pure bliss, you know? But then you get out of the honeymoon stage and you're like, okay, I need space from you. It's about time. Balancing is very, very important because you don't want to make your relationship feel like a priority, but then disregard your friendships or pay too much attention to your friendships and not your relationships enough. So I think it's that balancing act, having separate times with each other, but also having time where you spend it all together.
Exactly, the balancing act. Yes, but that's the thing, right? Not everyone is aware about balance. Not everyone like knows how to balance their relationship and their friends and their socials and their workplace and all of that. Like it gets very difficult for some. Yeah. So I think they just make it all about one thing. Like some people make it all about work. Some people make it all about, you know, just like their social life. Some people make it all about their relationship. And I think it gets tough for those people because if anything goes wrong, obviously you rely on your friends, right, to support you and get you back to the right state of mind.
But I don't think it's just.
Then how can you go back to your friends if they're just like, you know what, you left us for the ditch when you were in a relationship. Now you go through it by yourself.
So a similar situation happened to someone in the office. I'm not gonna mention names, but someone did say that a friend of theirs got out of a relationship and is going through a hard time and is like, hey, where are you? I need you. But it's hard. It doesn't just come down to relationships and friendships. What about your personal life? You know, you work for 8 to 10 hours a day and then you go home and you're super exhausted.
Yeah.
Do you want to see your partner? Not always necessarily because you're...
Like sometimes you just need the girls or the boys.
Yeah.
You need your friends basically. It's not like you can have your partner with you 24/7.
Yeah.
And I think some people are in those relationships where the other person is so clingy and you don't get that space. So you don't know. So as much as you want to balance it, you don't know how to because of your partner's expectations of you as well.
I think it comes down to boundaries and balance.
Yes, boundaries and balance. Correct. What do you guys think of relationships and, you know, just like forgetting your friends when you start dating? Let us know.
Honestly, I think like keep one day set aside to see your partner throughout the week. And then with friends, you don't necessarily have to see them every week. You know, like in a relationship, you want to keep things fresh. You want to not get bored of the person. You want to do exciting stuff all the time and go to different places and do different things. So I say put aside one day a week for your relationship. Make that a priority once a week. And then with friends, you can see them whenever you want, like even if it's for an hour.
I think it's like a good balance. Like you said, correct. Like at least once or twice a week, just prioritize for different people in your life. Like for your friends, or like, I don't know, would you mix the two? Would you mix your partner and your friends?
I do, because then I feel like everyone gets to know each other on a deeper level. It's not awkward when the more time they spend with each other.
That is so interesting. Would you mix your partner and your friends? Like, it's not always the best idea.
I think that if you're in a relationship and your friends don't know who you're dating, that person is not good for you and you know it, but you don't want your friends to give you the same information that you already know.
Oh. Or sometimes you're just like insecure of taking your partner with your friends just in case like
your partner's
a little too much mingling happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I
it can
get what
go
you mean.
both ways.
Yeah, I don't want them to be too close, you know?
Yeah.
Let's not, it's like mixing groups of friends.
Yeah.
You don't need to, it comes back to boundaries. You don't need them to be on that level. You want them to know each other, like each other, get along with each other, nothing more.
You know what? We should just start a relationship show. We're just so good at like dissecting, advising. Amazing. Why am I not in a relationship at this point?
I'm thinking of like a show name like Diabolical Dating, you know?
We just have all the answers. But we'll jump into our first story, which is the UAE president announced remote working hours for federal employees during Ramadan. Now, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, president of the United Arab Emirates and the ruler of Abu Dhabi, has directed that federal government employees should work remotely during the holy month of Ramadan.
So federal employees should work remotely for 70% of their working hours and attend their workplace for 30% of their working hours on Fridays during Ramadan.
And federal employees, of course, like we said, that's the situation with federal employees. And in addition, students in universities and public schools should also attend their classes remotely on Fridays during the holy month. So there you have that. And this applies to only Fridays, by the way. Because people were
specifically Fridays.
People were wondering, like, okay, so 70% of their time throughout, like, every week for the month of Ramadan, but that's...
Boy, I wish.
Yeah, no.
It's not the case. It's specifically for Fridays. You have the Friday prayers. Mosques get too crowded at times, so people do stand outside. And especially with you fasting, not being able to drink, like, a lot of people, even when you're driving, like, through the roads of Dubai, you see people pray outside.
Yeah.
You know, that's still going to happen during Ramadan. And it's just that consideration. It's to make it easier for that last day of the week. It's to make it easier for people who attend Friday prayers. Because with my family, we always go to Friday prayers, but during Ramadan, we go to every single prayer to the mosque, you know?
Yeah.
So just that whole concept takes time out of the day, more time than usual. And at times you're outside, at times you have to coordinate a lot. So I'm just jealous more than anything. And Friday, students get Fridays like remote working, learning.
Remote learning, yeah. And it's so much easier for all of those fasting, like you said. And it's this policy applies like across the board for federal employees. It's not like based on religion, like if you're Muslim or not. And hopefully the same thing will be, you know, rolled out for private sector employees as well for Fridays. But our next story is a Dubai cyclist warns of the dangers of road cycling following a horrific accident. And a cyclist who could have lost his life in a road accident is spreading an important message. Now, keen cyclist Andy Fordham was involved in a serious bike/car accident in Al Qudra, the roundabout in which he collided with a 2,000-kilogram vehicle. And the accident took place on a route he had ridden more than 200 times. And he shared the story to alert other cyclists about how easily accidents can happen and to save lives and to put an end to needless road accidents. Now, Andy formed Dubai Cycling Community Facebook group over 10 years ago, and he's an enthusiastic member of the Dubai cycling community.
However, he said that he has witnessed too many unnecessary deaths on the road from cyclists who believe that they were good cyclists and safe riders. He also adds that the reality is that a 2,000 kg vehicle will always win when colliding with an 80-kilogram rider. So he asked for all riders to stop riding on public roads, and one day your luck's gonna run out like it did for him.
Exactly, and Andy was riding at approximately 85 kilometers per hour, and the accident happened 25 kilometers per hour over the speed limit. And cycling on a route he was more than familiar with, he thought it was the easiest and safest way to reach his home in Town Square. Now, despite the fact that he was prepared, he said he was hit because the driver in the car was not expecting him to be on his right.
He said, as much as I use extreme hand signals, which I met him yesterday and he was very clear about that, he's aware of the dangers. Nothing will ever prepare you for the day where you make the wrong decision and pay the price.
Exactly. Now, Andy summarized his post by highlighting the incredible facilities we have here for cyclists in Dubai. So why take the risk? He's currently on the road to recovery and looks forward to cycling once again on bike tracks in Dubai. So good luck with your recovery, Andy. And that's such an important message that he has shared with everyone, especially just at that vulnerable place in life, like you know somewhere like you have really messed up, and you're sharing your story and saying like this is what happened to me, taking responsibility of what happened, and saying like I did get lucky all this time. Well, and this time it wasn't in my favor, and this is what happened. It could have been much more fatal, but luckily he was saved by the grace of God.
Exactly. Like under the circumstances, he's considered very lucky. So he passed by the office yesterday. He is going to be here next Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. He's going to join the show. So I met him yesterday. He came in, he had stitches all down his leg, like marks and scars and just like scabs everywhere all over his body. It wasn't necessarily his fault, you know? He loves cycling. It's his passion. He's been doing it for so long, but he takes every single measure super seriously. Like, he's very extreme and dramatic with his hand signals. He has a son as well, who he makes sure he puts every precaution in place to make sure that his son cycles and scooters with every safety precaution necessary. But that's not enough. Just because you take all of these measures, you don't know. Like, you can prepare yourself, but you can't prepare what happens around you, you know?
Exactly.
And he's been doing it, he's been cycling his whole life. He's been doing this his whole life, and it's still, like, his luck ran out. And it's not that he was unsafe, because he was signaling, he was not going the fastest speed ever. But these things do happen, and it's unavoidable, and it's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, very true. Like whatever you said, it's just so on point. And it's sometimes it's just the circumstances. It's not even you, and that's why they call it an accident, because it's like you just don't see it coming. And life is so unpredictable in these kind of ways, right? Like you just don't expect certain things to happen to you, and it does out of nowhere. And then you just sit there like re-evaluating everything and just making sure that. But that's the thing, right? Like situations like this make you introspect and go like, what can I do to make sure this never happens to me or anyone I know or love or close ones or just like anyone in general.
Yeah, honestly, he's a super active guy. He's had this Facebook group for over 10 years. Like, this is his passion. Like, he loves being out and about and being active in general. But like you said, like, unpredictable the way life can lead, you know? Like, you don't necessarily know what's going to happen despite how many precautionary measures you take, but we just wish you speedy recovery, Andy. And he's such a nice guy, guys. He's here next week, so do watch the interview because he has a lot of insight in general. But yeah,
that's exciting to have him on the show and to hear all about it from him, from the man himself. Our next story is a motorist shares a video of the never-ending Sharjah Dubai traffic queues.
Yeah, so the motorist shared a video of a standstill Sharjah Dubai traffic on his socials, where long, never-ending queues can be seen from where he was positioned. And this once again reignited the traffic concerns between the two Emirates.
Now, the population of the UAE has snowballed in recent years, and many people choose to live in Sharjah because of its lower cost of living, and this has led to an increase in commuters who travel to and from Dubai for work or other purposes, hence the heavy congestions.
So other factors contributing to the extreme congestion besides population density includes economic opportunities, lack of public transport, and location. Here are the main routes between Dubai and Sharjah that are known to experience dense congestions during peak hours. So the E11 Sheikh Zayed Road, Al-Ittihad Road, E311 on Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, E611, the Emirates Road, and
these are the roads. And however, the UAE government is relentlessly figuring out solutions to reduce traffic between Dubai and Sharjah. So back in 2022, the UAE announced a 5 billion dirham 10-year future development plan for federal road sector, and announced by the Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure. The plan aims to meet the needs of the various regions of the UAE, keeping pace with the rapid growth witnessed by the country, enhancing the quality of life and building infrastructure.
And one of the key components of the Emirates' new development model is road projects, which will play a pivotal role in driving sustainable development across all the sectors for the next 50 years.
Yeah, so we know there's a problem. The problem is the Dubai-Sharjah traffic. That is insane. It is never ending. You just sit there for hours. You can literally, I think, finished knitting an entire sweater in that time.
Or four, one for every single person in the family. It is insane. A lot of the people in this office live in Sharjah or used to at some point and were like, it's not sustainable anymore. I have to move to Dubai for work reasons.
Yeah.
The traffic to and from is insane. I only had to do it once during peak hours. And the fact that when you go on Google Maps and it says it's 30 minutes, but then when it's peak hours, it's 1:30.
Oh, my God.
It hits hard.
It really does.
It
You
hits
sit
hard.
there like, take me now. God, just
But the
take me
fact
now.
that the entities and the RTA and everyone's doing what needs to be done,
Exactly.
that's a good thing about like a city like Dubai where we're still growing, you know? Us citizens are vocal about what goes on and these government entities listen and do what is needed for the best outcome, you know, for everyone to be happy.
Very true. Exactly. Like we said, there was a problem, and there's always, the government is always thinking of a solution, because 2 years ago they extended the E11 road. They introduced one more lane.
Yeah.
Like the road expansion was there, that project. And we just see like so many projects always underway, and like them making it so transparent to us. Like we are working on it. We are going to be introducing bridges. We are going to be introducing new roads, road expansions, and just a whole bunch of solutions to combat the problem, which is traffic, the Sharjah Dubai traffic. So we'll see what is coming up more in that area, and as soon as we get the news, we will let you guys know. But our next story is quite interesting.
Honestly, I saw this video and I was like, the more you know. So a Dubai restaurant owner breaks down why your food costs higher when you order in and eat out. So how much are we willing to pay for a hot dog? That's the first question we should ask. Inflation is a real stressor in this economy, and while prices may seem nominal when you look at them individually, put them together and you get quite an expense over there. So Alexander Debari, I hope I'm not butchering his name, is coming out completely transparent and breaking down why a hot dog at Burger 28 is priced at 21 dirhams and the people are divided. He's the owner of some of your favorite food outlets, Burger 28, Sliced Pizza and 8 Bun.
Okay, so his transparency has gained him some praise. So let's break down what the prices go like. So sandwich raw materials, the bun, tacos, hot dog and Oman chips cost 7 dirhams. Staff salary is like 2.5 dirhams. It's not 2.5, that's as a whole.
It's an accumulation.
Yeah. And electricity, gas and refrigerator is 2.5, shop rent is 2.5, profit is 6.5. So if you order from home, 4 dirhams goes into delivery app services and the profit becomes 2.5. However, people are flagging that raw materials do not cost so much, and it's just like they were really questioning the breakdown of the whole price points.
Yeah.
And people are like, okay, so if you go into the comments of the Instagram post that he put up, you have people going like, prime time example of how not to use social media, man lost the target customers and gained nothing. It's like people just have like, it's a very people are very divided on this.
The thing is, like, okay, raw materials, 7 dirhams, right? Like, it's not, you're not buying a pack of chips a month per customer. You're not buying a bottle of Dahus or hot sauce per person.
Yeah.
And these business entities buy in bulk,
Exactly.
so the prices do come cheaper, but at the same time, the cost per unit is significantly more because of demand, you know, the laws of
of course, demand and supply.
Yeah,
yes.
the laws of supply and demand, this is where it comes into place. It's not just the logistics, it's also the supply and demand. The business has to profit. The business has to pay the employees. They have to pay the bills as well.
Yeah, and it also depends on the location. Like, is it a prime location? What the rent is like? But then people are like, okay, so you want us to pay for your government registration as well? Like, people are just not having the fact that, okay, your costs and overheads might be this, but that doesn't mean you overcharge us for the food.
But it's not about overcharging. The business still needs to make profit, you know? Like, okay, they're giving you the food at the bare minimum, but then that means that they don't break even. That means that the business owner gets nothing at the end of the day, but you get your hot dog.
Okay, so you're right. Now you tell me, now a restaurant that does break even and not break even, like makes profit, and they just get greedy on this and they justify their high price points by saying like these are overheads.
Yeah.
But it's just getting greedy at one point and overcharging customers for like something they don't need to pay that much for. Like, okay, imagine this restaurant, okay, fine. What they're doing is good enough for them to get the minimum profit, but then there are restaurants who try to get maximum profits. What about them who use these factors to justify?
We're all on the same page here. We all have this one go-to place where we enjoy the food. We're like, oh my god, this is the place for me. 3 months down the line, it's an extra 5 dirhams for a item on that menu. Like totally, 100%. Like this always happens with, like, you get too big for your boots and then you start overcharging, but then the quality deteriorates. But like that's a whole separate like discussion.
Yeah.
Businesses do need to break even. Businesses also do need to have money saved aside for a rainy day. What if there's a flood? What if, God forbid, God forbid, the
like we saw during COVID-19.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like you have all these natural hazards, you have internal issues, external issues, and factors that are completely out of your hand. So yeah, in COVID-19, all these restaurants really suffered and then they had to go into their savings. So what you're saying is so bang on point. And this specific subject that this restaurant owner brought up is the fact that food costs more expensive when it's delivered compared to when it's like picked up from the restaurant.
Yeah.
And that goes into the whole thing of like food aggregators and how much they're charged and commissions and those extra costs.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that finally people are making these kind of videos and trying to make it transparent to the consumer as to why that price increases there.
With food delivery specifically, that's like a whole separate breakdown, because then there's the riders that you have to pay for. There's the provider, like whatever app you're ordering from, that takes a percentage.
Yeah.
You know, like there's cost of bags that they need to buy to package the foods in, to send off.
All the raw material. Exactly.
It's a lot, guys. Like running a business ain't no joke. Like, I'll say that much.
Okay, you guys, should we do a quick Shaheer shout out? Keep that for later.
We can do it now, guys.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Send in your comments. Let's quickly do Shaheer shoutouts, and then right after, we're going to be having DJ Bliss in the studio for a one-on-one interview. Okay, let's go for.
Okay, so.
Can I give you the names?
Hufu Dubai. You're funny. You have a funny comment. That's all I'm gonna say.
What did he say?
I'm not reading it out loud.
Okay, never mind.
So you're funny. We'll say that much, guys. How's it going?
Okay, let me give you a name. Anastasia.
Good morning, Anastasia. Thanks for tuning in.
Okay. Guys, drop in your comments. It's Shaheer shout out time. Okay, Farhat.
Farhat, sabah al khair. I hope you're thank you for watching. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I hope that the next hour brings you pleasure, joy, and bliss.
Julian.
Hey, Julian. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in.
Guess who's watching? Meg Sky High.
Meg Sky High, yet again.
We meet again.
I feel like spending our mornings together, just what I need.
Okay, cool, but no one wants oil anywhere. We have Joshua Thomas.
Hey, Joshua Thomas.
We have Avik Chaudhry.
Hey, Avik Chaudhry. What a beautiful name.
Okay, so one person is saying, you guys are just too cute. Jessica.
Jessica, thank you. Thanks, Jess.
Okay. So
everyone named Jess is a good person.
You think?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Every Jess I know is...
Jessica.
Every Jess is joyful.
Jess, yeah.
Anyways.
Guys, keep watching, because right after a very, very short break, we will be going live with DJ Bliss, and he will be telling us all about his night of pure bliss. Welcome back to Lovin Dubai show and get ready for a night of pure bliss. Our guest today is set to become the first ever Emirati DJ to headline a show at Dubai's Coca-Cola Arena on the 19th of March. That's this weekend. And he's bringing his Dubai Bling friends along with him. So Lovin Dubai are also the proud sponsors of this event. Welcome back on the show, DJ Bliss.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank
Thank you
you
so much for being here.
Thank you.
How's it been since we last saw you?
It's been good. I'm not gonna lie. I think I
Yeah.
saw you guys right after the show came out, and that was really the beginning of it. And it hasn't been that long, but it feels like a long time considering,
lifetime.
how the show's been doing. Like feeling blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling blessed or blissed?
Both. I'm feeling blessed and blessed.
But why DJ Bliss?
You know, honestly, when I was starting off DJing, I was making this business card. I had everything written down, like my email, this, that. Like the only thing I didn't have the word. So then I heard the word in like a couple of songs. Like one of them was a LL Cool J song. And I was like, Bliss. I'm like, this is a cool word. And I googled the meaning of it, and it was like amazing. Like it's like highest form of happiness. So I chose the name at that time just for that. And then years later, it made sense. Like it's how I like to feel. It's how I like people to feel when I'm DJing. It's how I like people around me to feel. Like right now, you know, I'm feeling like the bliss energy going on right now. Yeah, blissful, yeah.
Simran does that to you.
Oh, Shaheer, it's you. It's all you.
Stop dropping compliments on the show.
What brings you bliss in life?
What brings me bliss? Music, for sure. Music brings me bliss. My kids bring me like extreme, I think maybe probably my kids.
You're a daddy.
Yeah, I got two. I got a 4 and a 2-year-old.
Aw.
And I think, so music was definitely my first love. Like, you know, that's my, you know, how my life kind of started. And I didn't think there was anything really, you know, better than performance and anything, but the kids, you know, like when you guys have kids one day, you'll figure it out. But kids, like,
Someday.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Does coffee bring you bliss anymore?
not so much. Karak, you know, I like karak in the morning. I like karak in the evening.
That's not how I'm.
I liked it so much. I made a song. I should have brought, next time I come here, I'm going to bring you guys some
Did
karak.
you try our office karak?
Listen, you know I own a karak place, and you know I made a song about it. So if you want me to put it to the test, I will. But it's gonna
That's
be.
not the coffee I was talking about. But okay.
Oh, which coffee are you talking about?
I think.
Wait, hold on. No comment.
It's like PTSD saying coffee.
She was like waiting for me to.
I didn't get it either. I was like,
karak-
what? I was like, do you have a coffee?
I
I thought you would have like PTSD from the word coffee.
Listen,
but clearly
I thought
not.
we were spilling the tea, but she wants to spill the coffee.
Yep, she's going all
That's
out.
what's going on.
So, right before we started the show, you were telling us you were working radio, right?
Yeah.
Did that lead into you DJing? And can you just walk us through that story?
So the story is, in my high school days, during our breaks, I used to run the school radio station. So that's where it really started. And then right like end of high school, like I was not the cool kid. I wasn't part of the cool group. So I wouldn't get invited to the parties. So I'm like, how can I get invited to the parties? So I'm like, every party needs a DJ. So I started DJing, playing music. And then when I left school, I got like a gig at like a water park. And that's really like where I learned how to use the equipment. I got fired from that job, by the way.
Look at you now.
Yeah. Where's my boss at? So that's where it happened. So got into DJing while I was in university. And then right after I graduated, luckily I got my first radio job. And then it was like side by side. It was perfect because I was on radio and DJing at the same time. And then from there I went into TV and, you know, hosting and all that. So yeah, radio and TV was like my first thing, but there was a good point in my life I was doing like morning radio as well. You know, shout out to Eve from Channel 4. Like that was my co-host for a little while.
Aww, good old Eve.
I went and saw her the other
good.
day, and I was like now sitting on the other side. I'm like, Eve, this is so weird. Like I was sitting on, like we were together like interviewing other people, and now like I'm sitting on this side.
That's amazing.
Thank God it's not
Such
in the
a
morning.
full circle.
Full circle for
That's
you.
such a great pairing. Eve's energy is something else altogether and always so
100%.
positive.
You know what it is, right? It's blissful.
Bliss.
Honestly, the two of
I'm
you
just-
though, together, superpowers.
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly.
Shout out Eve. She's gonna be at the show, by the way. She's hosting. So
nice.
you know, and I wanted to make sure I brought like whoever was with me on this ride, because it was a long, tough ride, like from where we started to where we are right now. You know, maybe a lot of people just watching right now, they think like it's just Dubai Bling, but this has been a journey, like a kid
Walk
from
us
Dubai.
through it.
So you know, my journey
Quite the
started.
hustle.
Yeah, the hustle is hard. You know, the city is not easy. The people think because Emirati kid from the city, everything handed to him. But actually, I went into an
You would think,
industry.
yeah.
it was very difficult because it was all non-Emiratis in the English media industry. So, I went through the DJing, I went through radio, I did TV, I was trying to do my music, I was trying to do vlogs, I was really hustling hard. And honestly, a show like Dubai Bling just gave me the platform for more eyes to be watching what I'm doing and put me in a position to be able to do, bigger and better things, which is what I always wanted to do. I wanted to travel, I wanted to wave the flag for the UAE, go out there. Like I always tell people, there's every city, if I named any city for you right now, you'd be able to say like an artist from, if I said like Korea, like you'd say like one of the K-pop guys or whatever, or Sweden or Canada or anywhere.
Yeah.
For the UAE, we don't really have that artist. There might be some Arabic artists and, shout out to them, but like in the Western world, like there's no one like that. So the goal is always really to do that. Yeah, represent for my city. And, fortunately, this whole thing has come full circle again, to a place like Coca-Cola Arena. Like, I don't think I was able to do something like this unless I was in the position that I am today. And I'm so grateful that I can, the kid from Dubai, the whole journey, the whole story, like from those streets over there, like I can like take you on the whole tour and come here and be able to do a show in my own city. And for the first time, like a local DJ,
Woo! That's such a moment of pride.
100%.
Thank you.
It must feel insane. Your face is everywhere. Like that's all everyone's talking about. You are making history, and you're bringing all your closest friends with you along for the ride. Can you walk us through that decision? Why was that a big part of what you're doing? It's
super important. I feel like I was telling you earlier, whoever was with me along this journey, they have to be part of whatever I do. So, like a guy like Mr. Chef Codes, like we've been DJing together 15 years. You don't understand, like having friends for 15 years is already tough. Yeah. Having someone in the music industry is even harder. And then being able to work together and have the love and respect for each other like that, like is super hard. So, Chef Codes, number one on the list. Then I had like, I have like 15 DJs on our DJ roster, but, I had to choose a few of them. So a guy like Kabu, again, we started a long time ago together, Keza. So that was like kind of like the first 3 DJs we started. And then the artists, like I picked the guys when I picked up the phone, I called them and I said, I want to do a song. They just said, yes, let's do it. We didn't talk about money. We didn't talk about how, it was super easy. So Daffy from Kuwait, Flipperachi from Bahrain, AO Beats from the UK.
Okay.
So those guys are all on board. Eve from Channel 4 hosting. Yeah. And then Dubai Bling guys, like, everybody who's been showing me love and supporting me, all coming up to, make an appearance on stage. We have a surprise, by the way, but I can't tell you what it is.
Oh my God.
Tell us.
Come on, drop the exclusive.
The exclusive is that it's going to be a pretty big surprise. I hope you guys are going to be there, by the way.
What is the surprise?
We're going together.
Oh, it depends on what the surprise is. No, we're going to be there anyway.
Yeah, so if you come, like, it's going to be a pretty cool surprise. So yeah, so that was a journey of like, how I kind of I wish I could get more people, but I don't think it's going to be the last one that we're doing. It's the first, but definitely not the last. But want to make the stage feel blissful that night too.
Okay, so what you said about representation sound like beautiful to hear. Now, what do you say, like, in this industry, there's the right kind of balance, right? Like you can't be too flexible. At the same time, you can't be too rigid on your values either, but you want to preserve your values and at the same time give the industry a leeway. Yeah. So what would you say, like, was it for you to find the right balance?
It's a continuous struggle. It's, I would compare it to Facebook and Instagram's algorithm. It's literally, you find what you need to do and it changes. Like if you don't change with time moves on always. So it's really just, reinventing yourself, pushing, hustling, all of those things. Like if you don't do all of those things, it's going to be very difficult for it to work. And I think like anything in life, but this one's even, I think, harder and maybe needs more energy and more time, because I always tell people, if you're just a good DJ and you think that that's just going to work for you, it's not. You got to be a good DJ. You have to have good social skills. You have to good social media. You have to network. You have to, be good to people. You have to build good relations. So many things. And it's really all those things. And don't think that just because you have all of those things, everything is going to be okay for you. No. The algorithm's going to change next year. You
The
know?
algorithm's unpredictable.
The
But in terms
algorithm-
of the industry, it's so demanding, right? Like it demands things of you and asks things of you that maybe you don't want to give to the industry.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it may need you to do something that it's against your values. So would you say like you have to have that flexibility in the industry?
No, I think you have to be true to yourself. You know, I always have been. You know, I'm a kid from Dubai at the end of the day. Like I didn't feel like I need to do anything beyond what my values are to have to give in. And this is the story. You know, this is what I want to do to show people that you can do it. By the way, this show, the Coca-Cola Arena, it's bigger than just DJ Bliss and Friends live in concert. This is for like there's kids out there, DJs, who thought, hey, listen, the only thing we're ever going to do is DJ in clubs. The only thing we're ever going to do is open up for artists. The only thing we're ever going to do is do house parties. No, it's not like that. Like after the 19th of March, you can no longer say that this is who we are and this is the only thing that we can do because there is somebody else that did it. So years from now, I want people to look back and use this as a story for them to say, hey, we can do it too. And this is not for just local kids. I'm talking about this is the first time a DJ from the city, not just Emirati, like any resident DJ, anything like that. Because we're always used to getting calls saying, hey, we're going to pay you a little bit. You're going to open up for this artist. Hey, it's good publicity for you. Why don't you get on the flyer? Clubs saying, hey, this is our budget. This is the only thing that we can do. And DJs felt like, you know, that's the only thing that we can do. But now, for the first time ever, that's going to change. So you can go back to that person and say, hey, DJ Bliss did it. You know, why can't we do it? So this is way bigger than what I'm trying to do for me. You know, this is my goal, but after this day, this is for people, this is to inspire everybody.
Amazing.
Well said. Do you feel like after this, you will reach a level of self-actualization? Because like it's been a long road. You need perseverance, you need consistency, and to have that voice inside yourself just pull you through it, you know? And you've DJ'd for people like Nicki Minaj and a bunch of A-listers.
Yeah.
Is this a moment where you're going to say, yes, I'm making my younger self proud?
I mean, absolutely, yes. That's definitely what I'm going to say. But what my attitude towards life has always been, I want more. You know, I have a video on YouTube called The Truth About DJ Bliss. If you guys ever get a chance, watch it. So I always wanted more. I'm pretty sure after I finish this concert, I'm going to look in the mirror and say, what's next? You know, because the sky's the limit. Like I don't want to stop. You know, if I finish this, next thing is like world tour, music, do more. So this is gonna be a big checklist. Like when people ask me the question, people always ask me, yo, what was the biggest gig or what was the biggest thing you ever did? This will definitely be one of those, but it has to be like, all right, what's next? Let's go take over the world. Like I want to be at a festival and I want to bring out the UAE flag and wave it at the festival. Because I always see DJs do it. Like they bring out the flags of their countries. So definitely going to do more. But what you said something pretty important about, you know, the road and, you know, perseverance and being consistent. And those are very important things. Like I always used to say this when I used to do vlogs, like be persistent and be consistent. Because you never know like when it's going to happen. And people think that this story is like overnight. It's really not.
Yeah.
Like I've put in like so much work and people may think like, yeah, but you know, it was just like one thing like changed for you. You never know, right? Life is like shooting darts and then one day you're going to hit one on the bullseye and that's the winner for you. But if you stand with like 20 darts in your hands trying to figure out which one is going to go in there, it's never going to work. And that's really the story of how it happened. So persistence, consistency, and you know, keep doing it and just keep trying, keep knocking on doors until someone opens the door for you.
That's amazing. And the advice you've given is just brilliant. Like keep looking forward, keep dreaming bigger. And of course, like consistency is key. And what would you tell your young self, like an advice you would give your young self seeing as where you are now?
I would say, don't give up. I know it looks like it's not gonna happen. I know it may seem like it's a long road, and you know there are gonna be days where you're gonna feel like it's not gonna happen. But I promise you, if you keep doing it, something good's gonna come out of it.
So blissful, so wise.
Now season 2.
I was actually gonna. I was about to.
We just want to know what's season 2.
I was listening to you speak outside earlier, eavesdropping, and you're like, "Yeah, this season is gonna be twice as good." And I was like, "Oh my god, I need to hear more." What can you tell us?
So honestly, I can't say much about it. All I can say is that I'm super excited to be on season 2.
Oh.
Hold on, what do I have to
I'm sure you're
I'm
excited.
super excited to be on season 2.
He's been given a script.
Yeah, honestly, I can't say much about it, but, the news is out. We are doing season 2, and I'm super happy to be a part of it. And, all our friends and who are back on the show as well, it's going really well. It's really exciting for me because when you go into season 1, first thing that you're doing, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what the reaction is going to be. You don't know how it's going to happen. And then when you come back, it's like anything, even a sport, for example. When you learn paddle, then suddenly you come back, everything's amazing, moves and all that. So that from that side of it, it's a lot better. But I will tell you this, and maybe you guys will like it. This past couple of weeks has been super tough trying to manage doing all of this together. Putting on this concert and having a schedule and I have businesses and other stuff going on in my life as well. Has been pretty tough, but it's moments like this, honestly, meeting guys like you, getting this energy back. No, I'm serious, by the way. The last couple of days been super tough, but coming here today and you guys, giving me this motivation and saying this thing and hosting me, it really just makes me feel a lot better and getting ready for this concert, gonna give it even more energy now.
You are a major celebrity. We are honored to have you here. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it for real.
So we can expect amplified drama, more cast members.
What about the wedding? Will we see Ibrahim's wedding?
Are we going to see the concert on the bicycling? The concert.
What can you say? What can you say? Come on.
Do we have tape?
By the way, you said the schedules and everything are coinciding. Does it really become intrusive, the filming, or is it just follows you through your daily routines and daily life schedules?
It's a mixture of both. It's not like a regular schedule, and it's not follow you. It's reality. It's part of real life. What we do, but it's not hey, we're going to work it's 8 o'clock. They don't tell me to come to anywhere at 8 o'clock in the morning some people.
I wonder who they are. Well,
I don't think I've ever. There's an exclusive for you. I have never been called to go anywhere at 8 o'clock.
You work in radio, morning radio.
No, I mean as part of the filming.
You know what? You got to talk to our boss about this.
Is he there? Oh, okay.
Well.
It was an 8:30 sometimes. It was maybe a 9, but 8.
But guess what? We appreciate you being here. We know the road is super long, traffic, all that. But guess what? We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're here to support you.
Thank you.
We're gonna see you on the 19th.
I appreciate it.
And we wish
at
you
the
nothing but the
Coca-Cola Arena.
Yes, let's make history together. It's gonna be the first time, and I want everybody to come there. I'm glad you guys are coming as well. And this is gonna be monumental. I have a super special show for you. This is not gonna be just a DJ booth and some people in the audience. This is full production, dancers, light, special effects, screens. It's gonna be the works.
It's gonna be blissful.
It's gonna be a blissful night.
If we weren't going already, we'd go again.
Guys, thank you.
Before you wrap up,
what's up?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. All right, I can't talk much about Dubai Blank Season 2, but what I will promise you guys, as soon as we get back on doing press tours and talking, I'm gonna come here first.
Okay,
that's
so
my pinky promise.
Pinky promise.
That means there's some drama brewing.
I'm so excited.
A lot of drama
I can't say much right now, but as soon as I can, because you guys showing me the lovin', I'm showing you the lovin' right back.
Okay, but it's gonna be candid, unfiltered.
Unfiltered.
Tea, coffee.
We're gonna spill the tea, the coffee, the karak. We're gonna spill everything. I'm bringing some karak with me. It's gonna be karak tasting going on.
With soy milk.
All of it. We do that, by the way, at Karak Inc. We do, not soy, we do almond, coconut, and
done.
This is a whole other conversation. Next time, it's Karak Talks.
And on Instagram, it's DJ Bliss, right?
DJ Bliss Dubai on Instagram, yeah.
Woo!
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
I appreciate
we
it.
appreciate you. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
the vibes.
Thank you, man.
Guys, that is it from us. We will be back here, same time, same place tomorrow. And check out DJ Bliss's night of adventure, bliss, joy, and just party.
Vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
19th at the Coca-Cola Arena.
Yes.
Be there or be square.
And we